Eating smarter without spending more. How to use AI to actually improve your nutrition. Alright, this is the one we've been building toward. We've talked about AI in the home kitchen. We've talked about AI in the restaurant and food industry. Now let's make it personal. Let's talk about you, your plate, your energy levels, your budget, and what you can realistically do starting this week to eat in a way that actually serves you better. And let's be clear about who this video is for. This is not for people who have hours to meal prep on Sundays and the budget to buy organic everything. This is for the person who gets home tired, who's working with a real grocery budget, who might be dealing with some health stuff they'd like to get ahead of, and who just wants to feel better without making their already full life even more complicated. That person exists. That person is most of us, and AI tools built for nutrition have gotten genuinely good at serving that person specifically. Let's start with a fundamental question. Why does nutrition matter so much in the first place? Here's the honest answer. The food you eat is the raw material your body uses for everything. Your energy, your mood, your ability to concentrate, your immune system, your long-term health. When that raw material is consistently low quality or missing key components, your body compensates as best it can. But over time, those gaps show up. Fatigue that doesn't go away with sleep, difficulty focusing, getting sick more often, mood swings that don't have an obvious emotional cause. A lot of what people write off as just getting older or just being tired is actually a nutrition gap that hasn't been identified yet. That's not blame, that's just biology, and AI nutrition tools are making it easier than ever to identify and close those gaps without needing a deep science background to understand what's going on. So here's how you actually start. Step 1 is to take stock of what you're currently eating without judging it. This is the part most people skip because it feels uncomfortable, but you can't improve something you don't understand. For 1 week, just track what you eat. Don't change anything yet. Don't try to eat better yet. Just observe. The easiest way to do this in 2026 is with a photo-based nutrition app. Apps like Welling, Nutrola, and MyFitnessPal have all added AI photo logging features where you literally just take a picture of your food and the app logs it for you. No searching a database, no typing in serving sizes, just a photo. The whole process takes about 5 seconds per meal. After 1 week of honest tracking, patterns will emerge. You might discover you're barely hitting your protein targets, which explains why you're always hungry 2 hours after eating. You might discover you're eating more sodium than you realized, which affects blood pressure and water retention. You might discover you're skipping breakfast consistently and crashing by 2 p.m. every day. None of this requires a nutritionist to diagnose once you can actually see it in front of you. Step 2 is to identify your single biggest gap and address just that one thing first. This is where AI becomes genuinely helpful as a coaching tool rather than just a tracking tool. Once you've logged a week of food, you can ask the app or an AI tool like Claude to analyze your patterns and tell you what stands out. What are you consistently short on? What are you consistently getting too much of? What's the one change that would have the biggest positive impact on how you feel day to day? Most people try to overhaul their entire diet at once. This almost never works. It's overwhelming, it requires a ton of willpower, and the moment life gets stressful, which it always does, everything falls apart. But changing one specific thing, that's manageable. That builds momentum, and that momentum is what eventually gets you somewhere. For a lot of people, the single biggest gap is protein. Most working adults eat far less protein than their body needs, especially if they're on a budget where meat is expensive. AI tools can show you how to hit your protein targets using affordable sources: eggs, canned tuna, beans, lentils, cottage cheese, and generate specific meal ideas built around what you actually like to eat and what's realistic for your schedule. Step 3 is to use AI to plan ahead instead of deciding in the moment. Here's the thing about food decisions made when you're already tired and hungry. They're almost never the decisions you'd make if you'd thought about it earlier. That's not weakness, that's just how brains work. Decision fatigue is real, and by 6 p.m. on a workday, most of us have used up a significant amount of our daily mental energy. AI meal planning tools let you shift those decisions to an earlier, calmer moment. On Sunday, or even just on your lunch break during the week, you can ask an AI tool to plan out your meals for the next few days based on your budget, the foods you enjoy, your nutritional goals, and the time you realistically have to cook. It generates a shopping list. It suggests recipes that use overlapping ingredients so nothing goes to waste. It takes the thinking out of the question, what's for dinner, before that question ever becomes stressful. This one change alone, planning meals in advance with AI help, instead of deciding spontaneously when you're already tired, makes a bigger difference than most specific diet changes people try to make. Step 4 is to stay consistent rather than perfect. This is probably the most important thing in this entire video. Nutrition improvement is not a sprint. It's not a 30-day challenge. It's a slow accumulation of slightly better choices made consistently over time. The person who eats reasonably well 85% of the time for a year will see far better results than the person who eats perfectly for 3 weeks and then gives up because they had a pizza. AI tools actually help with this in a way older apps didn't, because they're designed to reduce the friction of tracking on the hard days, the days when you're exhausted, the days when you ate something you wouldn't normally eat. Those are the days most people quit their apps entirely, which wrecks the consistency that makes the whole thing work. A photo takes 5 seconds even on a bad day. That's a low enough bar that most people can clear it, even when things aren't going perfectly. Now, let's be honest about what AI nutrition tools cannot do. They cannot account for everything that makes your body unique. They work from population-level data and general nutritional science, which is genuinely useful, but your body may respond differently than the average in certain ways. If you have a diagnosed condition, if you're taking medication that interacts with certain foods, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, if you're recovering from surgery or illness, those situations require a real human professional. A registered dietitian, your doctor, a qualified nutritionist. AI tools can support that care, but they cannot replace it. They also cannot fix a broken relationship with food. If eating is a source of significant anxiety, if you have a history of disordered eating, if food tracking makes you more stressed rather than less, then the right starting point is a conversation with a professional rather than an app. The apps on this list are built for people who want to eat more intentionally, not for people who are already struggling with the psychological weight of food decisions. And finally, they cannot substitute for sleep, movement, and managing stress, which have as much influence on your health as what you eat. But for the person who just wants to feel better, have more energy, and eat in a way that actually supports their daily life without turning it into a part-time job, AI nutrition tools in 2026 are genuinely the most accessible and practical option that has ever existed. The barrier to entry is low. Many of the best apps have free tiers that are fully functional for basic tracking and guidance. You don't need special knowledge, you don't need equipment, you need a phone, 5 seconds per meal, and the willingness to look honestly at your habits for 1 week before you try to change them. That's it, that's the starting point. And the people who take that starting point seriously, who stay consistent for a few months rather than trying to be perfect for a few weeks, are the ones who actually notice a difference. More energy, clearer thinking, better sleep, fewer afternoon crashes. Those aren't small things. Those are quality of life improvements that show up every single day. Start with one app, track 1 week, identify one thing to improve. That's it. Everything else follows from there. Thanks for watching all 3 of these videos. If any of this landed for you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you want us to go deeper on any of this, specific apps, specific budget meal strategies, how AI is being used in food production, anything, let us know in the comments.